Excerpts from the Book of Zeal.
The Gnomes.
The gnomes are a people small in stature. Because of this, they can create homes everywhere conceivable. They make small ground dens, houses out of tree trunks, even cities that float on bodies of water. They love the animals, and along with the fairies and pixies, are among the few races of mankind that can communicate with animals. The gnomes determine when and where they will converse with the other races. They keep in constant contact with all the other children of the Leafer, but they exercise more caution when interacting with the other races. The gnomes often use their magic to change themselves into stones or rocks at will to hide themselves by blending into the earth. Members of many other races of mankind often think that the gnomes are just very discreet and hard to find, not realizing that gnomes are often all around them. Their size is also misleading when it comes to their physical capabilities. Because of their proficiency with magic, they can enhance their physical strength to lift and move objects hundreds of times larger than themselves. Despite their timid nature, the gnomes are very joyous and helpful. They often assist strangers and members of the other races when there's a need, while almost always maintaining their anonymity. On the occasions when they travel to the settlements of other races or invite others to their cities, they are quick to show off their jovial natures. With their ability to decrease and increase the sizes of other people, they can invite people of other races into their cities and show them the hospitality of the gnomes. Given those qualities, it did not surprise the Vespers that the gnomes gained repute for being the friendliest of all the races of mankind. Gnomes live in medium-sized settlements. They are large enough to provide every member his or her privacy, but small enough so that every gnome knows every other gnome in the city. In fact, all the gnomes enjoy best friend status with every other gnome in the community. Male and female gnomes form monogamous relationships. They look to get married around the age of 200. Since gnomes live to be about 1,000 years old, marriages occur early in their lives. Sometimes couples are paired together before they are even born. The parents decide who will marry who based on relationships between particular families. On rarer occasions, gnome pairs form based on the wishes of the two involved. Since all the gnomes hold friendly relationships, this setup works well. Losing a gnome is seen as a great tragedy by everyone in the community, since they all know each other so well. When a gnome dies, a week of intense mourning will follow that person's passing. When gnomes die of natural causes, their color fades and their bodies change to stone. They become statues. Following a gnome's death, others in the settlement place the statue in the center of town for a week, so that all the other gnomes can pay their respects. On the last day, the mourners hold a departure festival. Following the festival, they move the statue to the Hall of Reverence. The Hall of Reverence is a huge den present in all gnome settlements that houses the statues of the dead. It is open to all, and the gnomes will often enter it to visit the statues of deceased loved ones. The Vespers, seeing the great lengths the gnomes go through to hide themselves, observe them mostly from afar. Of course, the gnomes are not capable of hiding from the Vespers, but the Vespers respect their desire for secrecy. However, some Vespers, like Urias and Fjord, desired to do more than just observe the lifestyles of the gnomes. They wanted to partake in them, so they often disguised themselves as traveling gnomes and visited the communities. Thanks for listening. Please like and subscribe for more tales from Zeal. Also, look out for Birth of the Forever King, the first novel from the world of Zeal. It's coming soon.